All right. I might have just got cut off. All right. It's episode number 159, Evan, of My Cup of Tea. Big one.
Big one. 159, almost 160. We are zooming on by. This is our second episode this week, Nathan. We are chugging along.
We are. We're going to.
Yeah,
we're going to do. We're up to 5 episodes a week now. It's crazy. Weeknights.
What if you like comedy show Jimmy Kimmel every night? Jesus Christ.
We're the quadruple eight show with Nathan and Evan.
We can do it. We can do a stream every single night. No, that'd be exhausting. But but we are here. It's been a very fun week. You know, Tuesday. What did we talk about? Yeah, Tuesday was our big long episode. 2 hours over The Last of Us. Part 2 season finale, or season 2 finale. Part 2 still has potentially 2 more seasons left in Last of Us Part 2, which, you know, we'll see how that goes. But, you know, me and you loved that finale, liked it a lot. Talked about it for 2 hours, even though people said the show is empty. And then what's it called? We spent the last hour talking about all these Marvel rumors, which are very fascinating and interesting as well.
Yeah.
No big movie news since then. None that's keeping up on my breaking news. Oh shit. But yeah, we talked about a lot of the Marvel rumors. Nothing big has happened. You know, interestingly enough, I'm looking forward to Alex Garland's Elden Ring movie. And he's already casting that movie. This guy named Kit Connor from Warfare, and I guess from some other stuff.
Kit Connor.
He's going to be in the Elden Ring movie. Elden Ring is one of my favorite games of the past decade. It's so good. I'm very curious to see A24 and Alex Garland dive into something so weird and awesome. Like Elden Ring is a story that isn't really like a narrative-based game. It's all narrative and based off of the lore and the world building, and just like the environmental storytelling of exploring the Elden Ring world, going from point A to point B, even though it is open world. So I'm very curious how they make it such a expansive open world game into a 2-hour narrative.
Totally.
But I trust Alex Garland, so that's one of the bigger movie news from this week. But yeah, we're here talking about Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Finally, it came out last weekend. I saw it twice now.
I'll catch it a second time. I'll catch it a second time. I'm gonna do a double feature with Ballerina, I think, next week.
Nice.
Because I haven't seen IMAX yet, and that's killing me inside.
Wait, how'd you see the first time?
The Dolby. I could have went IMAX, but then I'd have to wait like another extra 40 minutes, and I would have got out of the theater at like 1:30 a.m.
Is that past your bedtime, motherfucker?
I'm fucking tired, man. I don't want to be more tired when I'm like on the final climax of Mission and I'm like bobbing.
Why'd you go to the movie so late? What were you doing the whole day?
Well, I went to the fan event for Lilo and Stitch. That was a packed screening.
You went to the fan event? You prioritized a fan event over Final Reckoning as soon as you could?
Yeah, because I thought I would have a better response from an audience that actually didn't. So I made a mistake.
Yeah, Final Reckoning. What, you saw the movie at 10 o'clock? You thought you saw a great response from an audience?
Well, no, Lilo and Stitch was at like 6:30.
What time was Final Reckoning?
9:20.
That's a late screening on what? Friday, Saturday, Thursday. Who's seeing movies at 9 o'clock on a Thursday?
Could have been 10 o'clock, motherfucker.
Who's seeing movies at 10 o'clock on a?
I saw it, didn't I?
I'm just saying, if you want to use the whole, you know, audience reaction, you go to the early screenings. The early screenings get the best.
Which I did, because Lilo and Stitch was like practically sold out, and I was like, cool, that's going to be like a booming experience, and it really wasn't. And I should have did Mission.
Why do you need a booming experience for Lilo and Stitch?
Because
I really can't wait for the audience to laugh at Stitch being a dick.
Yes. Did the audience not just watch him do that from a 20-year-old movie?
That's wild. I mean, yeah. I mean, they did. Yeah. It's a choice. It's a choice. But yeah, I it's funny enough that you mentioned Dolby because I was wanting to see it in every single format, which means like IMAX, Dolby, Cinemark XD. But once I saw it in IMAX for the first time, I'm like, I can't watch it. Like, what's the point in watching this in Dolby? Like, I'm good. But also, the Dolby screenings are like very, very limited for Final Reckonings. Like,
yeah, because
it's like 2 nights or 2 screenings per night for Dolby.
Yeah.
It's just not what.
It's also long, so they have to program that around that.
Yeah, it's weird. I think, and then for Cinemark XD, Lilo and Stitch is taking all the Cinemark XD spots from Final Reckoning. But either way, yeah, I'm just like, once I saw it in IMAX, I'm like, okay, I saw it in IMAX last Thursday. It was great. I couldn't find any other like Dolby XD, whatever. So I had to see it IMAX again on Saturday, and that's what I did. I have a discount to see it again, so I'll probably go a third time next week as well. One last time for a third time. I see it one last time, but I love the movie, so I might see it again and again.
I need you to watch one last time.
Oh, yeah. Do you trust me? The entity wants you to love me.
Anytime you disagree with me on the pod, I'm be like, Evan, the entity wants you.
Exactly. So that was my backstory. But let's dive into this, man. We watched Dead Reckoning. Was it just last week? We watched Dead Reckoning. We watched Dead Reckoning. Part 1.
Well, part 2 in this made me a little
part
itchy.
2. Leading right into the Final Reckoning. Before we even saw the movie, there was, I'm always like on Twitter. I'm all social media. I'm like, what are the reviews coming out? I remember the reviews for Dead Reckoning were like sky high. And I was like, okay, this Final Reckoning is Christopher McQuarrie. It's going to be great. I have no qualms. The reviews came out and people were like, it was like middling reviews. And people were like, it's, one person famously said it's like the Tross of Mission Impossible, which is wild.
I tried to find the evidence, but for some reason I thought I saw a glance that this mission had a rotten score. And I was like, that can't be. And I got on the movie and I was like, there's no fucking shot. It's below Lilo and Stitch right now. Let me go look. And it's in like the 90s, and I'm like, that's what I thought.
Yeah. What is it right now? Because I think last time I checked it was like at 88 or 85.
It was definitely like high 80s.
It might be in the middle of the 80s by now. Let me see. Final Reckoning. Not Final Destination. It's just at 80% right now. 80%.
That's good.
Which is solid. 89 on the popcorn meter.
The audience.
But yeah, I, on the other hand, regardless of people making the Rise of Skywalker complaints, I really, really, really like this movie. This movie rocks. This movie, it just soars. So the first 30 minutes, it was funny because after we left the movie, Jalen and I turned to each other and we were like driving home. I was like, I understand people's criticisms with the first bit of the movie. For me, it reminded me of Rogue One. And I don't like the first bit of Rogue One because we're just planet hopping. We're on Kafrene. We're on this planet. We're on this planet. I'm just like, I didn't have time to like settle in with Rogue One.
Yavin, Jeddah.
Yavin.
You do.
It's really messy. But like once the movie locks in, Rogue One locks in. Like once they get to Jeddah. But anyways, for this movie, by the way, full spoiler discussion for Final Reckoning and Lilo and Stitch. We're getting into full spoilers because we have seen both these movies. So if you're watching this, leave a comment, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Blah blah blah.
Spoilers to the title.
What?
Gonna add spoilers in the title of the stream.
Thank you. So yeah, I was worried initially because this movie starts off, and we do get a great, an interesting, what's it called? Intro sequence and explainer from the president, which is now played by Amanda Bassett. I'm breaking her name.
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett.
So we're going to mission first. We're going to talk mission.
What?
So we're talking mission first.
Yes. Mission first.
Okay.
We all this Angela Bassett stuff, which is interesting, straight from the president. It really kind of sets you into like this interesting apocalyptic final feel of this movie. So I was kind of worried at the beginning because we're going from the mission, and then we're at like he goes to see Luther. Watched too much time watching Andor. You can see Luthen, and then we're at this opera house. Like the jump to like the opera house in London was very jarring. Because usually like you want to set up like a change in location for the mission films. We have to go to this opera house for X, Y, and Z. They go there, and I don't even know what they're after at the beginning. Turns out they're just after they're looking for Gabriel and the key. Gabriel's going to be here or whatever. And that whole stuff with Grace and the Gabriel stuff was okay. But the movie fucking, and it's not even that long for me though. Because while Gabriel was talking about this, and this is where people got upset about, like they're doing a lot of clips from the earlier movies. I was totally fine with that. I didn't. Really
I was tearing up about it.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty locked in. Oh, also, I forget now. I think the clips happen during the Angela Bassett monologue as well about like what he's done in the past, but also Gabriel talks about it too.
I think it was during the tape, if you choose to accept.
Mm-hmm. So I was cool with that too. It was like his impact on not just his life, but the world was very special there. I really liked it a lot. But then like once he says like one of your friends is dying tonight, I'm like, oh god, are we really losing Luthen this early?
How'd you guess Luther?
Because I knew that was gonna happen. I knew Luther was gonna be on the table. I've been saying it for ever since Dead Reckoning. I'm like, if we're losing somebody in the next movie, it's going to be Luther. You're not losing.
It's your fault.
And it's my fault. I'm sorry. I also killed off Ilsa. I'm sorry, but maybe she's alive at the end of the movie.
Wow. As soon as I saw that side by side, I was like, that's uncanny.
I legit like had clown shoes on my face because I was watching that for the first time.
On the face.
Because I was watching that for the first time. I'm like, that's Ilsa in my brain. And then to see other people on Twitter mention that too, I was like, okay, I'm not crazy. I still might be crazy, but you know, I just wanted to never be confirmed. I want nobody to ever ask Christopher McQuarrie, like, is that Ilsa? Nobody asked him that. If they do, he better not give an answer. I don't want anything.
I want to Dave Filoni this with the sofa.
I just want to live in my delusion.
Rebecca lives.
Ilsa lives. That'd be a great T-shirt. Or Ilsa rocks. But like once Luthen gets hurt or killed, actually, sorry. The movie just soars for me. Like everything with the president meeting. Because we go straight from the president meeting, which is great. It's just reiterating again what Ethan has done, setting up the mission. You have to trust me. This movie is all about, not just Ethan's faith in his team and the mission, of course, but like people's faith in him. And I think that really works thematically in this movie very well. And yeah, everything after the whole president meeting, which is great because it sets up the whole president side plot, which I liked a lot too. Because all about trust and belief.
They do a great parallel because at this point, as a viewer, you must be thinking like 7 times in a row, Ethan was right. You should automatically just trust him from the jump. But they have the smart sense that like putting trust in Ethan with this is literally, I mean, I know it has always been like the fate of the world, but this is truly like 1 second decision, end of life as we know it or not. Humanity itself.
It's wild. Let's dive into that because like that's what's so fascinating about this movie. It is very like there's a finality to it, of course, the final reckoning, whatever. But like, holy shit, this movie is very just the feeling of it. It's very apocalyptic and desolate. Like there's not a lot of locations that they go to. Like there's no major opera house. There's no big airport sequence. There's no major like bustling city vibes. Like there's no car chase throughout the city. It's just trying to get the entity. We're in an empty submarine. We're in an empty data escape center in the last half of this movie. Like the plane chase. Like there's not a lot of like bustling city opera spy. Infiltration vibes. And I saw some people like not being like they're missing that element for the mission films. I was cool with it as like an evolution. It kind of reminded me of like Harry Potter, where all the other movies are Harry Potter's at school, and you kind of lose that element after
Yeah.
6. Like
I,
you lose the whole school element in Harry Potter.
I thought you were about to compare it to Fast and Furious. Like it used to be about racing, but now we're running. Now it is Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Mission Fast and Furious. I remember there was a time when people thought like that was going to be like a consistently great franchise. Not so much,
Isn't it?
But I can no. They lost me with the Yoda jokes.
Shit. God, twice I saw that in theaters, and both times. No, you know what? Twice in theaters, but then like sometimes I would pop in when I was working at AMC. So like I would pop in, like I'd see those moments, and the audience is just like, oh, like they're laughing in the bad way.
Yeah, it's baffling that made it to like from script to screen. Like it's like a 2, 3, 4 minute sequence. He's just like, talking about Star Wars. Like, I'm a Jedi and I'm Obi-Wan. It's like, what the fuck? It's baffling. Did we watch that yet? I think we did, right? We did a commentary.
We did. Somehow.
I forget what I said on that motherfucker. Anyways,
pull it up right now.
Let's just watch it again.
Who knows the timestamp of the fucking Yoda hand up your ass?
Oh god.
With the ugly ass bowl haircut they gave him.
God, that was bad.
This is the trifecta of this. Who greenlit this scene?
But yeah, what the fuck are we talking about?
We're talking about the evolution of Mission.
The evolution of the franchise. I didn't mind that we didn't have any infiltration car sequences. I love those from the other movies. Are amazing. They're peak. But I just liked the evolution of just everything being life or death in this movie. Like you said, that's kind of the case for every movie where it's like, oh, we get something nuke, or we get something this like big plutonium bomb in Fallout, the nuclear explosion in Ghost Reckoning. Like all these nukes are going off in places.
It honestly feels like the stakes of the climax of Fallout extended to the full runtime.
Exactly. Great point. And I was cool with that, but yeah, the movie just rocks. It just fucking soars for me after the president briefing. She trusts him and goes outside and it's like the Aura farming where he's holding the key. It's so great. The president trusts you. Air Force. And then the whole like carrier part again, the whole instance of like trusting, but then the submarine sequence in the airplane, dude. I'm just like, oh my god! Like,
I'm dying that I haven't seen this in IMAX because I've heard the descriptors of the screen expansion during the submarine.
Dude,
I haven't seen it yet.
It's sick. It's sick. You're gonna love it. We might have to do another review after you see it in IMAX. It's a different
IMAX
experience.
shot review.
Because I don't know how they can mimic that on physical media.
Well, I think they'll keep because Fallout's IMAX scenes are included on the home release.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Like where the bars expand.
Yeah, like when he's going up in the helicopter and everything, and also during the Halo jump.
Halo jump. Okay, yeah, I remember watching Fallout last week, and I'm like, okay, I do see like my whole screen, whatever. So I would love it if they did that because like the expansion when he's in the submarine, it's Hunger Games Catching Fire level expansion. Like it is sick. It's really really good. But that whole entire submarine, dude. Oh my god!
So many turns. I was like, I watch and I'm aware like Ethan has to make it out of this because at this point I think it's the middle of the movie. But like every turn I'm like, but how the fuck is Ethan getting out of this? I'm on the edge of my seat because like I genuinely don't know how you maneuver out of this because you can watch other things and be like, okay, we're in a situation, but like something will come along. But like every block after block of the progression is like, how do you get? And then jumping ahead, but like when he's going into like the torpedo chute, I'm looking and I'm like, can you fit in that?
Torpedo chute.
I'm like, first, how can you fit in that? And second, I'm like, how do you fire that? Is there a button inside?
Talk about claustrophobia, because like when he's in that tube and then the water starts filling in, I'm just like, oh, just kill me now. Like, just kill me now. And then the scepter's falling down. He has to like escape. I'm like, this is some of the most insane. I don't know how they filmed this ever. Like, this is nuts. The sequence of him like getting tugged down once the submarine like catches like the his snorkel stuff or his diving equipment. It's excellent. It's incredible.
That's just equal level of terrifying to watch because he has to already scale so far up to swim to the surface, in the freezing temperature, mind you. Like, we can't
Yeah,
forget that
he is like
he's on the brink of hyperthermia at the blink of an eye, and then he gets tossed down even more, and he has to lose whatever air he has left to try to just pulsate up.
and it's like surprisingly emotional too, as you're watching Ethan do the impossible. And I think this is the only movie. Well, I love every single Mission Impossible movie, obviously, but like I think this is the only movie where I felt like the impossible nature. Like this movie sings just like this is impossible. Even when he's telling them the plan about like, oh yeah, I'm going to the submarine, and I'm just gonna hope that my friends are at my location when I'm like drowning. Because he says, I will, like they said, like, you will die, like you will drown, basically. He's like, yeah, I just gotta hope my friends are at my location at that time, picking your body and then bringing you to the decompression chamber in time. Like,
Yeah,
what are the odds? It's insane.
I watch, you watch through the series, and like as amazing like as some of the feats are in the first three, I think the Burj Khalifa sequence is a good example of the like going to like the levels of absurdity that Ethan has to do said stunt. Like, he's running like straight down. He doesn't have a rope, and he does that like swing where like he fucking face plants, and he would have died if his team wasn't there. Like, that truly is like that scenario is impossible. But because Ethan was willing to do that, now I see in like the coming ones, I know Ethan's an individual who would, more than any other human on the planet, would push forward, and is the only one. Like, this would be an impossible mission without Ethan. But now I see the scale of the stunt escalate in this movie to such a degree that it matches Ethan's absurdity, that now it does feel equally like this might be impossible for him to do.
Excellent point, man. I think that's what makes this movie so special, is that like we've had an escalation of these impossible tasks, these impossible missions that only Ethan can do. And this movie really works because, like, as a character, it's diving into things that Ethan can do, things that only Ethan can do. I mean, and the trust they have in Ethan. When Grace is putting the trust in the entity in Ethan's hands after the decompression chamber, that was a great sequence. Everything's under like pressure for Ethan. Like, Ethan is the, like, and the movies have been putting up on this in Rogue Nation, like every Macquarie movie, really. Rogue Nation, into Fallout, into Dead Reckoning, and now here, every movie is talking about Ethan being like this manifestation of destiny, right? Like, starting in Rogue Nation, like this guy about destiny, fate, the way those things intersect with the choices that Ethan makes. It all coalesces beautifully in this movie, which is fighting this invisible AI entity and Gabriel, to go against all this. And it just really works for me, the way that this movie like kind of transcends Ethan as a character. Like, this guy is like a god among men, basically. It's really wild.
Thank God he's on our side.
Thank God, it really, because like there's no killing this guy. Speaking of, I love the scene in the with Grace where he takes the cyanide pill, or the fake
cyanide tooth.
Yeah, he's like, to take it, you're gonna have to kill me. Or there's a line where he says like, you're gonna have to kill me to take it, something along those lines. It's very funny. But yeah, of course it's fake and he beats her ass. But that was also a very funny sequence amidst like a very messy part of the movie. I did like the whole, like the audience always laughs when he's beating people off screen. Grace is just like staring in horror. Well, they were
sound design is, oh my God.
The sound design is so good. And like, last 2 years ago, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning got nominated for, I think, sound and visual effects. I know it was visual effects. That was a big one for Final Reckoning, or for Dead Reckoning. Hopefully Final Reckoning gets some noms here, even though it's less well received. I would love to get some noms for the visual effects that are just like hidden beneath this movie. But yeah, and then of course the everything in the submarine though was just S tier, peak Mission Impossible. With like the cast across the board has been excellent in this movie. I didn't even talk about like Palm and everybody like that, but like everybody on the submarine is just people call him like the horniest submarine ever. It's very funny.
Good.
Like
Great.
Katie O'Brien.
Surprise! I didn't expect. That was great.
Oh yeah, she was great. Yeah, she was cast a year or two ago. But it was funny because I think she got cast right around the time of the workout movie that she did with Kristen Stewart.
Oh, Love Lies Bleeding.
Love Lies Bleeding. Yeah. But like, did Tom just see Love Lies Bleeding? That's why he's casting her. Fair enough, right? But she's great. But then Tremel Tillman, oh my God, every line that he says is so good. What's the one line where it's like, you must be out of your mind,
Mister.
Wait, Mister. Every time, if you want to poke the bear, you come to the right man. It's like every line of his gets a huge like chuckle from the audience. Like, excellent. Like, this is peak line delivery 101. Like, if you want to get like the definition of doing your line to perfection, that's what Jamel Tillman did as like the captain of this submarine.
Yeah.
It was insane. And then I love the fight sequence in the sub too, where it's just Ethan and another guy, Ethan in his shorts, just trying to beat up this other guy.
60-year-old Tom Cruise.
I heard somebody say like the reason the fight was even more intense was because they had like hold their breath during the fight or something like that.
Okay.
Because they were in such low depths or whatever. Which is pretty cool.
I love it.
But yeah, I love that sequence too.
By the way, like a hell of a conclusion to that sequence when Ethan ends up getting back. Or no, sorry, it's before he even does the submarine, because it's how they have to pinpoint it. They find out the coordinates are seemingly on the exact opposite of the planet.
Oh yeah. Or it was like led to believe.
Yeah. But I'm watching, I'm like, how did we get there?
Yeah, me too. I was fooled for a second. I was like, oh shit, like, because it said like it's in like the South Africa area. And I'm like, oh, well, don't they have to go to South Africa later on because the data thing's in South Africa? So like, maybe that's just like two birds, one stone. But then they just like tilted. It's like, oh, actually, no, this is actually just a fake.
It was like the polar opposite end of the Earth.
Polar opposite. It was like, it was too perfect. Yeah. It was like not south, but north, and not east, but west, whatever. They just reversed it.
Straight through the planet.
Yeah, exactly. To the core.
The planet core.
I want Tom Cruise to be in a remake of The Core.
Okay.
The Core is like this, one of those early 2000s apocalyptic movies where we have to go to the core of the earth and drop a bomb to, fix the earth or whatever.
We have to reawaken the core by exploding. That's the absurd sci-fi I'm here for.
Love it. But yeah, I just love everything in that submarine sequence. And then the plane sequence is just as advertised, dude. I was not ready for how excellent this shit was. And it kept on going.
Evan, I dead ass forgot.
You forgot? Oh, yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, so, but like, because every time they market it, it's not like a huge, like look at the gigantic. It's not like the Dead Reckoning trailers, right? Where it's like ending on the jump every time, and it's like, holy shit, you gotta do the big stunt. It's like spliced in quickly, just as evenly as every other shot in the film. So even though I'd seen the trailer plenty of times, I totally forgot, and I was so swept up by the submarine. I was dead ass watching, and I was like trying to think back. I think similar like Fallout, how like you had like the giant Halo jump and whatnot, and then we go to the camp, and I was like, okay, so yeah, I think or even if it's like the opening of Rogue Nation and stuff, like, yeah, the big advertised stunt, like we've already done it. It doesn't always end up being the climax, so that's cool. We're still gonna go save the day, and it's gonna be impactful because I'm watching my characters, and we go through the whole stuff in the bunker and everything, and even Gabriel said like, I have a plane, and I didn't even fucking pick up on it, and it was dead ass. Not until I saw the color of the fucking plane, the red plane. It was the red one, right? The Gabriel's flying, or the yellow one?
Or he has the yellow one.
I saw the yellow one taking off, and I was like, oh wait, fuck yeah, there's a plane, and then I double clicked. I was like, and Gabriel said he had a backup plane. There's two planes. There's a plane shit going on.
It was so weird where he's telling Ethan is like, and I have my ticket out of here because I know you need me anyway. It's like I have my ticket out of here, and just in case I have another plane. I'm like, okay, like it was so goofy. But Gabriel was so goofy in this movie, and I think I liked him more in this movie than in Dead Reckoning, where he was so serious. But I like them both either way. But like, there's a line where he said, "You're never catch me alive, Ethan."
He's having fun.
So wild. He's having fun, which I think works because he was so confident in Dead Reckoning because the entity was working with him. Or at least like he was being used by the entity. He felt like he was of use to the entity. Now that the entity is like kind of like, you failed me, Gabriel, you're out of here, Gabriel. Like every
Fallen
line,
angel.
Gabriel, you fallen angel. Like every line is just like him being so desperate, and that desperation is making Gabriel more loose and frantic and more manic. I think is the word. Where he's just like, you will never catch me alive, whatever. We need him alive. Like he turns into like this weird, kooky Bond villain, which I know people aren't gonna love, like, you know, hate it or love it. But I kind of liked it. I kind of liked how different he was because the entity has just moved past him. They have Ethan now, right? Once they have Ethan, it's like at the beginning of the movie, Gabriel tries to leave. Error. He can't leave that way. But then Ethan gets in. He's like, they want Ethan. Like they want Ethan to be the one to, you know, bask in his own failure. It was just so great. But yeah, everything with the plane sequence was just peak fiction. I need to see, you know, there's already a lot of behind the scenes for the plane sequence, but like once he gets taken by the plane, that has to be fake, right? Like the end of him just getting like the plane dips, then we cut to Ethan like dragging himself on the ground as it like goes up. Like, is Tom Cruise really on the plane as it leaves? Or did they start filming the cameras once Ethan's already attached to it in the air? I don't know how they edited that.
I can believe it's all real. They probably like got like segments individually shot that they could splice together.
Probably, okay.
That would make more sense. Because even like, I know he's really on the wing of that plane, and I know he passed out legitimately.
Yeah, because these G's are they're flying, they're zooming, and there's a sequence where. Well, first of all, the sequence of him having to get into the first plane, the red plane, awesome. Yeah. Some great comedic gags too. When the guy like looking over his shoulder, he's like, "Wait, what the hell?" Ethan's like uncomfortable, and then just like punches the guy. Very hilarious.
Very Indiana Jones punch.
Very, dude. I was thinking big time. Like you could hear like the punching sound effect. Like, this is big indie 3 vibes.
It was very funny that he landed like in the seat of the cockpit. I think he was in the wrong one. So he had to like go, it's like jump back, and it's like the safety is out the window on this.
But yeah, he's hanging on the wing of the plane. He's getting to the other side of the plane. But then there's a sequence where he's like piloting the plane with his foot as he tries to get onto Gabriel's plane.
Like right there, he's trying not to give his position away.
Yeah, and he's like right in the midair, like going so fast, standing up. I'm like, what are you standing up for, Tom? This is insane. Like, if I'm Macquarie, I'm like, I'm killing Ethan Hunt. I'm killing Ethan Hunt. Like, this is nuts. And Tom Cruise like acting while doing this. It was just insane. And when he gets onto Gabriel's plane, Gabriel sees him just doing these flips, literally going upside down.
He's getting thrown like throughout the entire wing. Back and forth. I'm like, how does this man? You have to be in peak physical condition because holy hell.
Yeah, I mean, and Tom Cruise like what 62 right now, 59, 58.
Right?
I don't even know.
But yeah, the amount of shit that Ethan was put through for who knows how fucking long. I don't know. Maybe it was like it felt longer.
You said what?
I think it was described as like a 15-minute window based on what was happening on the ground, but it felt.
Oh yeah. In universe, yeah, it had to be like 15 minutes or whatever. Yeah.
The intensity, also just the contact that he makes with Gabriel in the fight, in the air. Oh my god! So like he catches on his arm, breaks it. He's dangling from it.
I get a big gasp whenever I see it, just like boom, and Gabriel like Isai Morales is excellent with his facial expressions and his like verbose, just like screams and of desperation and pain. Like
Yeah.
it's so good, so good. He's so good. He locked in for this movie. He knew exactly what he was signing up for. But yeah, and then even when he's like hanging again, this is like old school. You mentioned Indiana Jones, like old school Bond vibe, where he's like, "I'm the only one with a working parachute." Ethan, it's like, "Ha ha ha, let's go!" And his head just gets cut in half. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think he like crotch shot at first, like bam, and then he flung over and his head got impaled. I was like, damn, that man got taken the fuck out. But then I was scared. I was like, wait, was that the last parachute?
Yeah, he says that was like the last parachute, but Ethan found one. Burning, it wasn't a very good parachute because it quickly burned up into flames, and he gets to the second, like the inner parachute to work.
The backup one.
The backup one.
But I was kind of watching like into the mindset of this. If this is the last one, I was like, is this the one where Ethan doesn't get it?
He just crashes down and breaks every bone in his body.
Maybe.
But yeah, this finale was excellent because it reminded me of Fallout, where it might be a reverse of Fallout, because in Fallout, they need Ethan to like get the detonator from Lane, played by Henry Cavill. We get the whole cliff helicopter sequence. Ethan's almost there. They have to, his crew, Luthen, Benji, Ilsa, they have to wait for Ethan to possibly press the button. Then they can't even see him, for them to snip the wires in Fallout.
Yeah, the last second. That one was like less necessary compared to this one, though, because they were just like, let's give ourselves as much time as possible. So
exactly, yeah. They gave them this one is like, no matter what, you have no choice. This is one. What did they say? Like 1/100th of a millisecond or something like that.
Yeah, like the most micro, like truly blink of an eye. Quickness. Which is that's a whole interesting thing too, because luckily with like the technology that Luther's able to build for them, they can achieve this, because had that not been built by Luther, the current situation is either the entity takes over the world and launches nukes, or we, as the government is seeing it, we stop the entity and we basically have a Y2K situation globally and all of machines shut down.
Yeah, I mean that Luther really saved the entire world with his technology. Like that's just wild. Like he created
fucking disavowed, man. Please honor Luther somehow.
Yeah. Luther needs to be
a monument.
A monument right when you walk into like the CIA or the IMF or whatever. Even it's funny, the IMF is always just like it's just like these 5 people in the IMF. Like who's really in the IMF?
Every director is just like, what's the IMF? What? No, I'm taking charge here.
It doesn't matter. It's so funny.
Carrie Elwes in this for 5 seconds.
Yeah, Carrie Elwes walks in like during the cabin sequence. He had to film that for Dead Reckoning or something.
Oh, for sure. I don't know. Maybe they paychecked him a day.
But my dad was like, "Who is that?" I was like, "That's Carrie Elwes from the last movie." It doesn't matter.
Carrie Elwes from the classic Saw 2004.
Exactly. He was like, "Oh yes, that guy with the
and Saw 7."
Forgot that. So yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, I love it because like he's flying down, has everybody's burning parachute while having to put in the poison pill. But then Grace has to grab it. Like it was all so well done, so intense, so like this is some breathtaking cinema shit here. I'm just like at the edge of my seat. And this is a 2 hour and 50, like what, 2 hour 49 minute movie? That's insane. Like this is only like 10 minutes shorter than Oppenheimer. How long is Oppenheimer?
10 minutes.
Oppenheimer is just 3 hours. So this is only like 10, 11 minutes longer or shorter than Oppenheimer. Like this is nuts because like this movie just seems so like brisk and quick and
it does,
fast.
It's really good.
I don't feel tired at all.
Yeah, it always feels like refreshing, and I'm so invested with the characters that it's like I can take as much. It's like watching Endgame. I'm like, there's so much going on, but like I have so much history with all these characters. What? Oh, it's 302, I think.
You are a fucking nerd.
I saw it how many times? 8 times in theaters.
3 hours, 1 minute, motherfucker. You're a fake fan.
Okay, if I pull up my runtime right now, I bet bitches got something else to say.
You on Disney Plus?
I mean, the entity wants you to think it's under. But
the entity once doesn't want you to have this conversation. It wants you to hate.
wants you.
This is nuts.
I love that so much.
The way this movie has like so much sincerity to like the crazy lines and the crazy world that they're in, it's so funny.
Let's I would like to discuss Luther's final scene.
Oh my god, it's so good. Like this is what makes the movie too. Like you get your submarine sequence phenomenal, airplane sequence phenomenal, but the entire monologue from Luther and voiced incredibly by Ving Rhames, like so good. Like one of the most emotional scenes in any Mission Impossible movie, like rivaling what we get in like Mission Impossible 3 and Fallout. It's just it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, and it set up Gabriel as like Luther's gonna die by this bomb, and it's like, oh god, no. But Ethan gets there and Luther's chill, and he's like, oh no, I can handle this bomb, like no problem. And I do ease up a second, but then they're like, yeah, but the whole place is wired to blow as soon as I do, so there is no escape.
He's so content with it, and then Ethan's like, he's trying to remain calm. He's trying to be, there for Luther, and it's just like, oh my god, like
he's trying to find every which way, like some tools around, trying to break the lock to get in, trying to switch places or something. Because if Ethan could switch places with Luther in this moment, he would.
In a second. That's why he's so good. It's like he would never, sacrifice his friends if he can help it.
It made me worrisome too, just seeing the environment that Luther was working in too, because it looked like he was sick.
Yeah, I think he was sick. Yeah, he was definitely sick. I don't know what he was sick with, but
could just be like the conditions he was in living.
I don't know if that was a meta thing. What was going on with Ving Rhames? Because I haven't seen him on the press tour.
Oh, don't tell me that. I don't know.
I know, right? Yeah, let me look him up. I think he's doing fine, but yeah, he wasn't on the press tour at all. He's 66 years old.
He's doing Arby's commercials. He's okay.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the voice of the Arby's commercials.
Oh,
we have the meats.
Good for you, Ving Rhames. I don't, watch a lot of commercials. I guess it does sound like Ving Rhames when you say it like that. Say it again. No,
Arby's. We have the meats.
Do you go to Arby's?
On occasion.
On occasion, Nathan.
Oh, great curly fries.
Disgusting.
Good curly fries.
Couldn't be me.
Decent curly fries.
Okay, I can buy curly fries from fucking Kroger's, Nathan. I don't want to get diabetes from Arby's.
Are they zesty? Zesty. Do you have a fryer? Because oven fries are kind of shit.
What's that?
Oven fries kind of suck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my fries are good, shit.
Oh, okay. Motherfucker's hitting the right temperature, hitting a broil for a crisp or something.
I'm just not picky about fries. Anyways,
he wants you to have soggy fries.
But yeah, Luther's final moments is just so excellent. It's so emotional, and again, like when this happens, the movie kind of really, really just works for me. And just like everything after that moment, it's kind of like your emotional center for the movie, and then everything after that really just sinks. And then like at the end, like the ghost of Luther is just like permeating through this movie, and it just like end with Luther's final words to Ethan, knowing that he would win, knowing that he would succeed and save the day. He had no doubt in his mind, as he says. Right. It was excellent.
I believe in Ethan Hunt.
Yeah, right. It was just like the way like Ethan's on the grass and just like walking away, and his friends are safe, and it's just like this relief, this feeling of relief to end the movie on. It's just it's so perfect.
It is.
I love it so much.
It's also amusing to see Kittredge just constantly being on the wrong side of the situations with Ethan.
Every time he's on the wrong side, I love when he goes to the bunker, in South Africa with him. really just messes up the plan, because the plan was to have, we're going to fall into Gabriel's trap. He's expecting us to be here. We're going to let him escape. We're going to give him the the source code, and he already has the poison pill. So that way, when the entity, tries to blow up the Earth, Gabriel will work for us and put the poison pill in the source code, and we'll take out Gabriel after that. But for Kitchen to come in and ruin the whole thing, I'm just like, well, fuck. Because then, thanks. And I like it because Kitchen comes there, but he has no idea what Ethan's doing. He's like, we're gonna wait here. And then I love how homeboy, I forget his name, the guy whose father was Brick, yeah, his name was Brick.
Yeah.
His father was a dude from the first Mission Impossible, which was a crazy reveal that I didn't see coming. It worked for me. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I thought it worked well. I thought all the threads from different ones worked very well. That what was inside the rabbit's foot.
That was wild. Yeah, we haven't talked about that. Like the rabbit's foot actually getting answered. Did not see that coming at all. The rabbit's foot being like the baby version of the entity, basically, right? Like, like it wasn't like this poison gas thing.
It wasn't a toxin.
It wasn't a toxin. It was just
but
like
it is a virus.
Yeah, basically it was an electronic virus that Ethan escaped. And they had to reshoot that sequence, or just film it entirely. There wasn't a sequence in Mission Impossible 3 where you see Ethan grabbing the rabbit's
really
foot.
not?
So they had to film that over again.
That's crazy.
JJ never films Ethan actually taking it. He just goes in there and we know he takes it.
Shit.
So that was funny. I didn't know that either. I was like, oh wait, that wasn't in the movie.
He looks so young he's out of focus, but he looks so young.
Yeah, they probably just used barf. Nothing, Ethan. Nothing.
I love Prisoner star Jake Gyllenhaal. Your full whistle.
Zendaya's favorite movie, right?
Is it?
She says she shows it to her friends. Prisoner. She loves it.
Shit.
Because I think it was during the Dune press tour. They're like, "What were your favorite Denis movies?" She was like, "Oh, I love Prisoners." I show that when people go to my house, I show them Prisoners. I was like, "Was that your Tom's first date?" It's like, "Come in, Tom. We're watching Prisoners."
The fuck out of Paul Dano.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a very funny part. But let's just, like you said, like I like a lot of the connections to the earlier movies. I think the best one, like the Mission Impossible 3 thing was crazy. Rabbit Foot was insane.
Yeah.
But seeing homeboy from the first mission who got sent to Alaska.
Yeah.
What's his name? Dougherty.
Not Donovan, right?
Donnelly, right? Donnelly.
I think so.
CIA agent Donnelly created the whole security firm, whatever. He got sent to Alaska in the first movie because he failed to stop Ethan from stealing the knock list from the CIA headquarters.
Hitchard says that in the first movie too, which is crazy.
Yeah, just sent him to Alaska. I was like, yeah, that's in the first movie. That's what made it so funny, because like every Mission Impossible fan was like, oh wait, they actually they're just doing that. Like Kitchen really ruined this guy's life.
But maybe not.
But maybe not. Yeah, I like that when he's talking to Ethan at the end there. He's like, "You didn't ruin my life." Like it's filled with such like warmth and sincerity. It's like, without you, I wouldn't have met my wife. It's so beautiful.
Him and his wife is such a wholesome element inside the crew that when they're held back to disable the bomb, another fucking bomb from Gabriel, like it seems like they may be sacrificing everything, and it's like, oh my god, I hope they make it.
I mean, first of all, I was worried when he was dying or was about to die in the cabin.
I thought he was going to die in the cabin.
I was like, oh my god, because Simon Pegg, Benji is like getting his ass kicked. Palm is going off and saving them, but then like he's delivering the Morse code as everything around him is on fire, and my heart's pounding. And then like they cut away, and I'm like, whoa, wait! I was like, wait, did he die? But then we cut to the plane. I'm just like, oh god, oh thank god. And they kept him around. They didn't just like drop him off after that. He became part of the team, and a crucial part of the team too in the final mission, having to blow up the bomb that Gabriel had that was going to blow up the whole building. It was crazy. He didn't even know how to defuse a bomb. He said,
Yeah.
he just lessened the impact.
Also, credit to our new teammate. What's his name? The guy from the last movie, the partner.
Oh yeah, Tarzan in real life. I forget his name. Gregory.
Call him Tarzan.
We'll call him Tarzan. Yeah.
Hell of a name.
But yeah, he was so good. He was really good in this one as well.
Yeah, he's always game to follow along, but also big testament to his character that he was also willing to stay behind and risk his life in disabling this bomb.
I can't find his name. But yeah, he stayed behind too, risking his life. That was really sweet. And then seeing Palm, who was excellent in this movie as Paris, I'm so glad that she was on the team. Like, again, every character really just works in this movie.
Really
seeing Paris come in here, like, she's so like violent. One of my favorite lines is like, "Stop! Ethan told us not to kill him." He was like, "I want him dead." Like her very flat French lines, straight to the point. Excellent. I loved it a lot.
I do like how Ethan's empathetic to her cause, but it's like, at this point we need him alive because he has to sink the code. But then when all shit goes haywire after Kittredge comes on, everybody goes and run for it. He's like, Paris, kill him now!
Yeah, kill him now! I'm like, oh my
God, this is
God.
the one time we can't get him.
Because he's running away with the source code. It was so funny. But my whole thing was like, when Gabriel running away with the source code, I'm like, what is your plan here, Gabriel? The entity is about to win. The nuclear detonations are about to go off. You're going to be fine because you're in an airplane. But I'm like, the whole world's going to go to hell, and you can't capture the source code. But his plan, which was so stupid, was that like, I'm going to kill Ethan Hunt here, because Ethan at this point has the what's it called? Ethan has the source code, and Gabriel has the poison pill. So his plan was to like kill Ethan, and I guess go to his body, then grab the source code. I'm like, what was your plan here, Gabriel? Because you guys are like thousands of feet in the air here. You can't just kill Ethan.
It is funny without Gabriel not having. I guess that you could make the argument Gabriel may have become too reliant on seeing outcomes from the entity because he's so open to, like, Ethan is like willing to give him this thing, and as opposed to questioning like how willing Ethan is, he's just like, "Ha, I win again."
Yeah, right. Like that's a great point, because with the entity in Dead Reckoning, you're so calm. Like, I've seen every outcome. One of your friends is gonna die tonight, Ethan. Like, he is so on top of it in Dead Reckoning.
That honestly is a great meta narrative to pull from the film, of like the idea of like the over reliance of AI making you a lot more sloppy and weak minded.
Yeah, turning you into a Bond villain. Yeah.
But another like thing I thought was a really nice misdirect was when shit's going haywire and Madam President is deciding to put full faith in Ethan, and then Nick Offerman decides to take one of his underlings' gun. It was like, oh fuck, he made try to like force stuff at gunpoint, but he's the one that comes in clutch actually,
and he dies. I was surprised by that. I was like, damn, took a bullet for the president.
Like, everything is like there's a great deal of finality with a lot of decisions throughout the narrative for how grand of a scale this mission is, like how important. Like, there is no clean everybody walks away from it.
Exactly. And it's all placed in, like, again, faith, belief, trust. She makes this crucial decision not to like nuke her own some random city in the US and some other major cities throughout the world based on like just hope and belief. Like, we got to do the right thing here. Do the right thing. And it is this whole sequence. I haven't seen people complain about it, and hopefully for good reason, because I like getting Nick Offerman here, Holt McKinley, as like this guy who is always plays the same character. He's always just like, we got to do this the hard way. Come on. Like, I just saw him in that movie with
Civil War?
The guy with, what?
Civil War?
No. Is he in Civil War? No, not Nick Offerman. Holt McKinley. He's who's the guy?
Which one's Holt McKinley again?
He's the guy in the tie who was like pressuring her. The guy from Mindhunter.
Yeah, the dude from the Netflix show, right?
Yeah, Mindhunter. Yeah. He was so good here.
He's in Iron Claw.
Iron Claw. Yeah, he was the father in Iron Claw. He's a father in Iron Claw. Father of the year, right? Best father ever.
Holy fuck! Great actor though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What was that? Oh, The Amateur with Rami Malek.
Yeah, he is in that trailer. That's right.
He's
I didn't see the movie yet.
The movie's not that good. But yeah, yeah, peak like TNT. This is TNT movie.
TNT. That is such a great descriptor. I love that. We know.
My dad saw it when I was in Japan. He was like, "You got to watch it." I was like, "Okay, I'll watch it when I get back." And I was like, "Okay, it's okay."
You got to see it. I hate Spider-Man, but you got to see this.
Yeah, my dad would not see No Way Home or any Thor or Ant-Man movie. He hates those characters, but
it's so funny, man.
He'll see.
Hates that.
He hates.
But Evan, in the third act, Benji gets stabbed and he gets impaled. His lungs collapsing, and I was awesome. Scared. I was scared.
I wasn't scared.
I was like, "There's no way they're gonna 1-2 punch me."
Yeah, like, we can't lose Luther and Benji. That's
because if they do, you can't continue. You can't continue this bridge. I don't see it.
Yeah. But again, I like the essence of Paris being like this ruthless killer in Dead Reckoning, being a badass here in Final Reckoning, but then like having that heroic arc. And then at the end of the movie, she doesn't save the day by like killing people. She saves the day by like, helping save Benji, which was a very sweet act. Great arc for her as well. She was really good in this movie. I love it. And she did all her stunts too.
Right on.
Really cool.
It is funny Benji dozed off like twice while explaining the most important shit.
The comedy in this movie is great. It's like, and whatever you do, don't snap the watch. And then it's just like,
don't cut the
Benji.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't cut the red wire.
It was so good. Yeah, Benji was great. Haley Atwell, excellent as always.
I really liked her. She was clearly like out of her depth being in the field in the last film, and then seeing her actually like running as IMF at the beginning is really cool. Stepping stone.
Exactly, really cool. Everything with that revival sequence, peak, great, excellent. But
that's how I would be revived.
Yeah, people are like, Ethan is a very lucky man. But yeah, what?
Your death.
Yeah. But yeah, she was just so excellent in this movie. She's got a lot of scenes with her and Ethan. Even as her by herself, the way she has to help with the Donnelly's wife too. Very funny sequence where she like has to take over the sleigh for a second there.
We only get like 5 seconds of Mask, but it's there.
Mask, don't tell me. Oh yeah, in the Paris when they're breaking out Paris.
Yeah,
that was a great comedy gag too. Where it's just like,
wait.
Because she's about to kill the two cops there. That was hilarious. But that was one of the first early like comedy bits because like you have Tarzan's character and then you have Palm like pointing guns at each other. And then he's just like no words. He's just like lower the gun. Then he's like look at her first. He just gives her that Ethan look like do what you gotta do. She's like lowering it, but then he has to do it first, and it was excellent. It was great comedy gag. I was like, why do I have to put my gun down first, and why can't she put her gun down? It was just good wordless Mission Impossible comedy that I love.
Totally. No Vanessa Kirby though.
No Vanessa Kirby. I guess you don't need any. You don't need any power brokers if the world is ending. She's probably like bunkered down.
Totally.
But yeah, great movie overall. Like again, every character gets their moment to shine, and the action is just some of the best action you'll ever see in any action film ever. The quiet intensity of the submarine sequence on top of the intense, out of this world hijinks of the plane sequence are incredible. But again, the character work is really great for this movie for Ethan. I really like just Tom Cruise's performance as Ethan in this movie too. I don't think it's as like complex as Mission Impossible 3 or Fallout, but he gets there in this movie. I love his look when he gets like revived by Grace, and again the whole ending when he's just so exhausted but relieved on the fields. It's so good. I think Tom Cruise just absolutely nailed it. This is a great finale. I cannot wait to commentary with you. That'd be fun.
Oh, same dude.
That'd be
This was one that I truly felt multiple times just being truly on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
So engrossed in it. And I knew I was already going to be locked into what's going to happen, but the fact that like they must have like spiked my blood pressure or something in a lot of moments, because I was like, my breath was taken away multiple times. They truly delivered on this.
Like I haven't done I haven't been so like gobsmacked while watching a movie in so long.
It's definitely been a long time since I've seen a character hit a dead end in a planet.
Yeah.
Hitting my fucking armrest. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
How do we go from here?
I was invested at every turn. Nothing was like super confusing. Everything was tied up. There's such a strong emotionality to this movie. It doesn't feel hollow at all, which I think Macquarie did a great job in all his Mission Impossible movies. Rogue Nation, Fallout, Dead Reckoning, Final Reckoning. Like, there's a strong emotion on top of all the action. And you feel that with like the essence of like, if we lose, we're going to lose it all. But even outside of that, like the team, everything was going on with Benji and Ethan. It was really good. It was really good. I really like this movie a lot. I gave it 4 stars when I first saw it, but then I've said again, like this is a 4.5. It could be higher the more I talk about it and think about it.
Yeah.
I personally it's just that good.
Yeah, it personally is my favorite of the year.
Nice. Yeah.
I was like, I know, but you just probably you can make a lot of great arguments for Sinners, but that's why it's still number 2 for me. And I have it, I think, currently as my second in the rankings of the Mission films.
Oh wow! Wow!
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't even. Oh god! Oh god!
Oh god!
Okay, yeah, you're not a huge Rogue Nation guy.
That's a good movie. That is a great movie. I do want to like revisit just because there's some peak. Not to
go watch our commentary again. Just watch it while watching our commentary.
That's true. It is so great, but also it is like there's some of the best humor in the series in that, like during the whole car chase.
Yeah. So you just had to get the 4x4.
just the failed mission music as he jumps the hood, falls. Yeah. They see Luther in another car, and they're like, all that.
It's so good. And then Rebecca Ferguson's just her introduction to America to everybody was in Rogue Nation. I fell in love.
And I thought that was our peak water stunt.
I adore that water stunt. It's so good. But yeah, this one blows it out of the water. But I think I'll go Fallout is number 1 for sure still. I think I still might go. What?
Do you like this more than Dead Reckoning Part 1?
I don't know, dude. Because watching, I again, Dead Reckoning is a weird movie for me, where I'm just like, the Ilsa death really like bugged me, even though I loved literally everything about that movie.
It is so odd. Like if you just like were to remove that, it's such a like the car chase in Venice and everything.
If you remove the Ilsa death, it was one of my all-time favorite movies alongside Fallout and Rogue Nation. Like Dead Reckoning is just like airport sequence, peak, Rome, peak. Even the whole bar sequence, even though Ilsa dies afterwards, everything at the club with Grace and everything is just great. Excellent framing and direction and intensity. Yeah. The score when he's running to go save Ilsa, peak.
Yeah. The ramp jump is great. The car after car for the train.
The whole train sequence is cinema at its best. So yeah, like everything about the movie just rocks. It's so cool and good. But then I love everything in Final Reckoning too. It's all really one hard. Movie. It's really hard. But I think I go Fallout, Rogue Nation.
We can agree on Fallout.
Fallout, Rogue Nation, Final Reckoning, Dead Reckoning. But it's hard. Those 2 movies are interchangeable. 3 and 4 are interchangeable. Then I go to Mission Impossible, I always go back and forth between 3 and Ghost Protocol as well. I really like 3 because of Davian. Philip Seymour Hoffman is so good.
Yeah.
But also, Ghost Protocol has some of the most just flat out fun moments in the entire franchise.
That's true.
The Burj Khalifa invasion. Not invasion, but just whatever.
The whole sequence in Moscow, the infiltration was very like the projection system.
Yeah, the projection system was great. Yeah, it's hard. But yeah,
the fact that like so many of the gadgets fail in that movie.
Yeah, everything's failing. It's big Empire Strikes Back energy. But yeah, I might go again. Fallout, Rogue Nation, right now, Final Reckoning, then Dead Reckoning, and then Mission Impossible 3, Ghost Protocol 1 and 2.
Right on. From the top, for me, I had Fallout, Final Reckoning, Dead Reckoning, MI3, Rogue Nation, Ghost Protocol 1, 2.
Yeah, it's crazy that Ghost Protocol gets lower on most people's list, but like it's such a great movie too.
No, I think it is great. I think it is.
Every movie on this list is fucking great.
You know, above like the shakiness of 2, like they're all consistently like range from good to great.
Yeah, and I think 3 falters because I do love you, JJ, but Abrams, but his direction isn't like it's probably my least favorite direction in the entire franchise. Because I think even Mission Impossible 2, while like the story is not good,
you see the stylization.
The stylization, John Woo's direction of Mission Impossible 2 is very fun. Mission Impossible 3 just feels like it's very like not interesting direction. Besides that one shot like running sequence when he's in
it keeps going.
Country that is. Like it's such a great.
Yeah, I do often think of like that explosion on the bridge that Ethan's running away from, and he gets,
God, it's so good.
That is really good, but also I am thinking about the framing of that shot, and I'm like, that is maybe the most simplest framing.
Yeah, it's very simple, but I love it too. It's simple but great because
like, JJ's like first movie as well.
Was this after Super 8? I think it's before Super 8.
Before Super 8.
I think it's before Super 8. Yeah, because Mission Impossible 3 was 2005.
Did he do Cloverfield?
No. Yeah, Super 8 is 2011. So yeah, I think this is a big movie after. What was that one sci-fi movie that he watched? Serenity, Felicity.
Serenity is Joss, isn't it?
That's that guy. What did JJ do, guys? What TV show is JJ Abrams?
Felicity.
It's Felicity. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not Fringe. What is Fringe? Okay. Anyways, but yeah,
what a great series! 30-year
what a
franchise.
Great series. Like you said, what year franchise?
30-year, 29.
Yeah. Is it really
30 if you count production of the first?
Yeah, 1995, 25. That's insane.
Tom's first production, like producer credit.
I got so emotional just watching them all walk away at the end of this. I'm just like, man, like this franchise means so much to me. It means so much to me. And just like, I'm watching the clips on Twitter, and I just watched Rogue Nation. I just watched Fallout. I just watched Dead Reckoning, Final Reckoning. I want to watch them all over again. Like, this is the most rewatchable franchise of all time for me, on top of Star Wars. But arguably more watchable than Star Wars, because, like, you know, Phantom Menace is, like, at points, is just like, okay, some of the movies are hard to get through.
They all mostly have a similar vibe, and Mission does too. But there's so much freshness of the way they approach them.
Exactly. Like every movie, I'm just like I can. If somebody said like, what movie could you go on an island and you're forced to watch the same movie over and over, I would pick like Rogue Nation or Fallout. I could watch those movies endlessly, and never be bored. Yeah, especially if I could watch behind the scenes. But yeah, also, if people have the opportunity, I would recommend listening to the audio commentary of every single Mission Impossible movie, especially the Macquarie ones, because him and Macquarie just vamp for like the whole.
Oh, cool!
It's really good. Like I love whenever I watch Dead Reckoning or Fallout and Dead Reckoning, I just love playing it with the audio commentary because
Oh, that sounds
Great
cool.
stuff. Great stuff.
Awesome. To the point though, real quick on like the final scene, Ethan is given the essence of the entity, locked away, but it's in Ethan's hands.
He dooms the world.
I would say like Ethan would never use this. In any case of like thinking if they were to make another one, I don't think the entity would be involved ever. I think Ethan would 1,000% destroy it. Right?
Yeah, probably destroyed. Or I would love it if they pulled like a Conjuring where the next movie, I don't think there's gonna be next.
We
movie.
need,
but like they go into Ethan's basement, you just see a glass case, and it's just like the entity in there.
that's
like, hey,
funny.
don't touch that.
Yeah.
Like a Conjuring movie. Like, hey, that's Annabelle, don't touch it. We had a bad past. But yeah. Great movie. And yeah, again, he walked away with Ilsa. That's my clown headcanon.
That is the girl he follows her, right? And towards the crowd.
He doesn't follow her, but like
not follow, but like he goes in the same direction.
Same direction, yeah.
Right on. Yeah. He enters the afterlife. Ethan died on the field.
But yeah, that's it. Mission Impossible. Again, very, very great movie. Nathan's favorite of the year. My second favorite of the year behind Sinners.
We're neck and neck in that regard.
Yep. And then my number 3, of course, is I think still Black Bag. From earlier this year. It's on Peacock. People have not seen it. With Michael Fassbender, Cate Blanchett.
I do got to see that. My number 3 is still Thunderbolts.
Never heard of it. That's the one with
sorry, the New Avengers.
That's with Anya Taylor-Joy, right? That one.
Can you imagine? Holy shit!
Anya Taylor-Joy as Yelena Belova.
She could be really good if you brought her back as Magic. Just get some better writing going.
Of course, yeah. She not racist. Wasn't she racist?
Yeah, but also not that we should keep adapting that. But
that was bad. That was weird. I remember we watched that. We were like, "Why? Why did she say that?"
Like I know Magic is an asshole sometimes, but we don't gotta do all that.
Yeah, that was weird. Go check out our New Mutants commentary. Not a bad movie.
No, yeah, we're the team of like it could have been way worse.
It could have been way worse. It's not great by any means, but it's solid.
Yeah, it's not my. I don't think it's my least favorite X-Men thing.
Yeah, at least it's gay. That's cool. It's doing something with it.
And isn't that what you want?
Every superhero movie to be gay.
Yeah. Every Mission Impossible.
Yes. I mean Luther and Ethan, man.
Always been on the right side, bro.
They're so good together. Anyways, let's end this on some Ohana.
What does that mean?
Family.
Does it?
Does it?
I wonder where we're at with our point of views with this.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
I think
it's a very
that's
flawed movie. I would never see it again. But it's just like it was good. It was fine. It's better than Snow White. Way better. But like it's still pretty flawed. And yeah, I off the bat I gave it like 2.5 out of 5. I can't give it like a fresh rating because I think I'll never watch it again. Like, but I would love to recommend this with like my 6th graders would eat this up because it feels very like I know they said this was from like Disney Plus. It feels very Disney Plus-y. Where it's just like it's so like the first movie that we just saw, like we watched the animated movie last week. This one feels, and I haven't felt this way about all the other live action movies, but for some reason this one feels oddly more goofier than an animated movie. Just given the expressions and the hijinks and stuff like it, it just felt more goofier, and I didn't get this sense of emotion that is still resonating in the animated movie. Like we were tearing up watching the animated movie. Like there's the middle portion when Stitch,
heavy stuff in that movie.
When Stitch realizes that like, oh, he might be affecting Lilo's life for the worst, and he's getting that on top of like feeling that loneliness, and Lilo almost drowned. He comes back home and he starts talking about her life and her parents, and he starts, the whole ugly duckling sequence. Like, it was just super emotional and like powerful. And I just didn't feel that at any point in this movie. And I think the biggest flaw is like the heart of this movie and of this animated movie, of course, is supposed to be the sisterhood dynamic. Yeah. And I don't know. I think they're both well cast as like Lilo and Nani. Very well cast. I just didn't get that like soft sisterhood dynamic that I was like really hoping for. Until later in the movie, like, I got it, but it was at the end of the movie. Like the epilogue was like good night, good night. Like I love that post credit scene.
They have it, in the original. They have at least like 3 good like heart. Like even after the bickering, the heart to hearts are consistent.
And we made a note of that during our commentary. We're like, after every single fight, they have like a I apologize, or like a softening side. For this movie, for this movie, like their reconcile was just her like, the moments on Twitter. It's like, this is reality moment, or
that's not unbelievable to me either.
That wasn't either. I wasn't upset about that. I was like, okay, I can see why people are upset about that, but like it didn't really bother me in the moment. What did bother me was just like that moment didn't come with a reconciliation moment. It was just that moment, and then Lilo just walked up into a room, and that's the beauty of their dynamic. It's like, yeah, they bicker a lot. They're like, this is not a mother-daughter relationship, even though she has to be the mother. It's more so of a sisterhood. It's a really tricky spot that Nani is in.
Yes. Yeah. So my point of view of watching it, I was going in, I'm like, we're gonna have a good time. It's my least favorite of the year.
Oh shit!
Somehow.
Oh shit!
It is.
Oh wow!
It is.
What the hell? How many movies have you seen this year?
8.
8. That's why I thought you were going in just to. Wow, I thought you could be like, what did you give this? Oh, you didn't. You don't rate things anymore, Nathan.
No, I don't. And don't be Trey and probably Edgar bullying me back into it, because I already did that and I'm bored.
I'm gonna bully you back into ratings.
You want a rating? You can't handle the rating. Anyway,
give me the rating.
Let's talk about it. Maybe I'll get one. Okay. It's okay. So like I was watching and like as I'm like in the middle of watching, I'm like, fucking, this isn't hitting. I'm not hating it, but like I don't love it. Do I like it? It's okay. It is okay. So I definitely have a number of issues with it. I think my biggest positive that I guess a lot of people aren't really big on is like I like that they've kind of expanded the characterization of Nani in terms of like wants beyond just being a motherly sister, like having like an actual like life goal to work to. Like I can see that being an interesting expansion to the character.
I disagree. I didn't like that. I think the beauty of it is just that it was so simple, and I think given that it was so simple, they felt like they wanted to add something more real. And I definitely see what you're coming from, and probably what the director was coming from too. Where just like, it's 2025. Let's give her some more bigger life goals. But the whole college stuff just felt hollow to me. I get it. She's a smart person. I should be off to college. The movie, it's for me, I don't know if this was the messaging at all, but like for me, it was just trying to say like her biggest goals are like, outside of Hawaii. Why can't her goals just like stay as a loving member of this society? She had a great time being a lifeguard, but they wanted to make it more, I don't know, I don't want to say real, but it's just more like natural and more like personal to Nani, which again I get, but it's just like that's also at the expense of Lilo a little bit. And I will say, I will push back a bit about people saying like, oh, and the biggest criticism of this movie is that like Nani gave Lilo over to the state.
Not what happened.
Gave her over to the. That's not what happened. Like,
that's not what happened.
Like, I literally.
They're acting. Wow. They're acting like she threw Lilo in the bin. to pursue school. That's not what happened.
That's not what happened.
That's not what happened at all. What happened was, oh hey, the neighbors that we hang out with, like David and his grandma, are like fucking a couple things. Number one, they're willing to take Lilo in, but also number two, they literally are right next door, like 10 feet away. And there's also, a third quadrant for the post credits, which is they still have that portal gun, so they see each other all the time anyway. There is no disconnect. There is no left behind.
Yeah, it was
It
was
a happy medium.
People were like, "Oh, she gave him over to the state." Like, no, she didn't. Like, it's
over
baffling.
to their family friend that is just an equal family,
right? Like, but that's what happened when like somebody who didn't like the movie sees it earlier, and then people like run with it. And this is just
people who haven't seen will run with it.
Yeah, people who I'm like, because somebody tweeted me exactly right after I saw it. They're like, "Well, it was cool until she came over to the state," and I replied like, "You didn't watch the movie, did you?" Because like she's with two Hawaiian best friends, and I think
next
she's in
door.
Is she still living in her? It looks like her room, but it might be her room at another place. But like,
I think it is a new residency. I think it is a different, but again, it's still her things from right next door.
Because when the CIA guy was walking up the stairs, I was like, "This looks like the same stairs as like her original house."
It might be near. It could be a thing where like there's like similar architecture on the block.
Yeah, possibly.
But also they were still.
But yeah, like she's living with like quote unquote family, babysitter, guardians, and like Lilo is not like dead or not dead, but she's not like upset at.
You get shipped to Ohio with a random foster family. This is still...
She stays in the same place, and she's having the love of her life with Stitch. Like nothing hardly is changing. But again, and I just feel like the whole college thing, it just feels unnecessary. It doesn't add to the sisterhood dynamic of the movie.
Yeah.
It adds to Nani's, but like in a way that's like again not necessary for me.
Yeah. I think they tried to also add to it in the sense of their parents believe Nani would have done really well pursuing that, but also we don't ever, similar to the original, we don't ever like see the parents in any like form of flashback or anything. It's just through a photo.
Yeah. There's a line that I just laughed at the beginning when the whole college thing is brought up. She's like, this is your dream. Like, why don't you just pursue your I think it's from Tutu, the grandma lady. She's like, why don't you just pursue your dreams of going to college? You're a very smart lady. She's like, first of all, I can't afford this shit. I can't even afford my own home. I have Lilo here.
I think they
gave her a full ride.
I think they did tee up that like she would get a full ride because she has the qualifications, but again, she can't leave Lilo, which I understand.
Again, they just wanted a personal reason for her to like possibly leave Lilo.
Yeah,
but again, I don't think it's necessary. It didn't really need it, but whatever.
Yeah, just to hit some other negative points I had. Weird choice to split Bubbles, the CIA agent, from being a part of the actual social workers and making a whole new social worker.
Yeah, it's not really necessary because towards halfway through the movie, he says, "I'm gonna fake being a social worker anyways."
Yeah, just do that because that was already a disguise in and of itself, and that was a functioning conflict. You have this opposing figure, this way less friendly social worker, putting that pressure of like you have until the end of the week to get all this in order.
And even then in the original movie, right? The social worker was he part of the CIA? I think at the end of the movie. Yeah, at the end of the movie it was revealed that he was like at the CIA or whatever. Yeah.
I think he was like he's former CIA is what he was saying, but he's still a part of it.
Yeah. So it was just like, why are they doing that? Just like have this whole weird CIA spy subplot, like because what it came to is like you had two characters or two plot lines, people just spying on Lilo and Stitch. It was just like the CIA spying on them, and then you had
Jumbo and Pleakley.
Yeah, exactly. Those two. It's like it felt too much at the time. I'm like, okay, just a lot of people spying on them.
Yeah,
but yeah, go on.
So yeah, that interesting choice. I think it does like lessen the weight. Obviously, there's a great weight of like, oh, if Nani doesn't hit all of her goals, then she loses Lilo. Obviously, that's big enough. But the weight of the panic. like, when Lilo is saying the wrong shit that looks really bad in front of the social worker, you get the feeling in front of this social worker, like she's understanding and she's trying to help Nani. But if it was just like Bubbles like the original, it's like, oh, we're kind of screwed and the clock is very much ticking.
Much more tougher exterior, made for a very fun like dichotomy. This one again felt just too normal, like a normal social worker. It didn't have like that suspension of disbelief.
So there's that. I think those are, in terms of Lilo's characterization, very convincing.
She's great. She's amazing.
Actors. Yeah, I think she did a great job. She plays a child very realistically. They did very well in the writing for her.
Stitch is great.
Stitch is great.
He looks great. The movie captured his chaos very well.
Yeah, 1 for 1. I think Chris Saunders, the original director who is the voice of Stitch, he came back. He does a great job.
That's wild. Voice acting is a talent, man. 20 plus years later, and you can still nail that voice. How? That's wild to me. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. That is.
It doesn't sound older or younger at all or anything like that. It just sounds like Stitch.
Yeah, I guess you hit that cadence, that great, high pitched, great. Yeah, man, it's good stuff. That's so also entering into the movie, 1 for 1 recreation of the intro, Stitch's escape, although rushed, like way quicker, way fast paced.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this movie is really moving.
Now, that's to say, every adaptation of the original creature designs, including like the councilwoman, were translated very well. I thought they all looked very good. Evan, I hate Jumba's look so fucking much.
He's not good.
He's ugly in the wrong way.
It's ugly the wrong way, and then they just give us Zach Galifianakis the whole
They
movie.
do. It's not a different voice. Honestly, I think it's a problem when, like, as soon as they did get the human disguises, I was like, this is better for me, and that shouldn't be.
It just felt so. This is where the movie kind of lost me, because it was just like we're just watching two human characters after, like, it didn't feel as. It didn't feel like Lilo and Stitch, and because I'm watching two Team Rocket-esque characters track down Lilo and Stitch, it just felt so goofy to me. Like, oh, I can't, like, I'm a human doing these weird human things. I'm falling down a hill. I'm just like, what am I watching? It would work better if you were an alien. But, like, it is trying to be human, but a human trying to human disguised as an alien, it created this weird tonal dissonance.
They did an initial start where, like, they have to get a scans of humans to transform into them, and they're dressed like head to toe in trench coats and glasses and scarves, and I'm like, that's funny, classic.
That's funny.
I like that.
That's funny.
Do that.
I don't want, like, Zach Galifianakis going bad and just, like, trying to fight the guy.
So just quickly speak on that. In terms of Jumba, his design I didn't like. I don't like what they're doing with both Jumba and Pleakley's eyes. Like, Jumba is like overly detailed in like the worst ways. It doesn't look good to me. The voice also was not working. Nothing against Zach Galifianakis, he is great. He's even a good voice actor. Like, if you look at like Lego Batman, but this just doesn't seem like the fit for him. Pleakley, I think, was cast pretty good, but also, like, I don't know why they went with like such like a realistic flesh tone for these characters instead of just being a bit more of that. Like, it's like if I look at like the upcoming How to Train Your Dragon, Toothless just looks like Toothless.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, you translated that very well. It's not like an overly detailed, over-color textured scaling. It's just is Toothless from the animation. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, they didn't go like a Game of Thrones, like a realistic dragon route. It's cartoony within the live action world.
Even the eyes, even though they have like a realistic texture, just looks like the animation shape, and I'm like, cool. But then, like, I look at like Pleakley's eye, and I'm like, that looks so weirdly like hyper real and like a weird translucent alien colorization that, like, I guess I see what you're going for, but like
even when he hugged people, like you heard like that sticky feeling with it too. It was really weird.
I'm just like, we didn't need to go like, because I look at all the other designs and I'm like, you didn't go that like intense on those. I don't know why you did here, especially if you're going to save on the budget by making them humans anyway. So yeah, that was odd. Although I will say, like, in terms of the human acting, Jumba wasn't giving me much of anything for Jumba. Pleakley was working for me just with his obsession with Earth.
Billy Magnuson is very funny. He has great comedic
Yeah,
physicality. I like him in Game Night a lot too.
yeah, and even like credit where it's due, even though they were kind of like doing the erasure of Pleakley cross dressing, his human form was wearing some women's clothes at times in like a scene or two, and I was like, hey, okay, there's a little something there. At least they're doing something. At least there's something. For what it is. But yeah. They weren't great for me. Pleakley worked better, but Jumbo was not working. Also, they just doubled down on making him a villain. They completely removed Gantu from the climax and made
removed
Jumbo.
Gantu, and by removing Gantu, you're making Jumbo. You're losing contact with the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
Granted, not every character needs to be like Ohana, but I mean that was kind of the point of the animated movie. Like every character, even especially the person that created Stitch, Stitch's owner, in essence, Stitch's father.
Yeah.
Because Stitch is the one that John was the one that created Stitch. This parental figure for Stitch, for even Jumba in this movie to be like, I'm taking you for myself, and I'm just like, that's it. It's like,
I'm gonna make you into a 627.
Yeah, it's like,
right.
What are we learning from that? Like, if the whole movie's about family, well, what worked in the animated movie is that he created Stitch, and because he created Stitch, when Stitch was like, I gotta go save Nani, or I gotta save Lilo, because Lilo was taken by Gantu, he's like, okay, cool. And like, it works because he's the one who created Stitch. He knows who Stitch is. Like, and he's only doing this because they put a gun to his head saying your experiment's gonna die, or your whole science life is gonna die if you don't give us Stitch.
Yeah. But then even by the end, like,
change everything. It's weird.
Yeah, and then even by the end, Jumbo and Pleakley are effectively part of the family. I mean, go to the series as well. Like, they live in the same roof. Like, they are working together.
I don't know why you just couldn't do that here.
Yeah, I'm like, why would you cut Gantu? I was Evan. I was watching the climax, and I remember I saw the report that there was a mid-credit scene for the movie, and I was like, all right, cool. Well, I guess we're putting Gantu in the post-credit scene. He's not even there.
No. Like, I think it would make oddly. I don't think they should have done this, but it would have made more sense to make the CIA the bad people and not Jumbo. Because Jumbo, because he had a relationship with Stitch. The CIA has no relationship to Stitch. They have no relationship to Nani or anybody. Like, it wouldn't have mattered if they were after Stitch. It made more sense for them because that's an alien on their Earth. Yeah. But for Jumbo to be like, I'm turning you to 627, I'm like, what are we doing here? It was a weird escalation. What?
Like, is this a sequel bait? What's happening?
Yeah, right. I was like, hey, I like 627. Let's not do that. Really, Stitch has a glitch. Come on.
Yeah. Get Stitch and Angel at some point, but
right.
Yeah, I don't. That baffles me that you would cut Gantu entirely. I really am just taken aback by that. It is so weird.
Yeah, it's a weird deletion. Because it was like a funny alien creature who was basically the CIA for the alien force.
Yeah,
was created.
Even if you stuck with like what the original did, he's only like 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, he's not in it a lot because again, it's mostly just Jumbo and Pleakley, fooling around. And I like how Jumbo changes. He changes from a person who's just like, I'm doing this for my mission. They're hand holding me because if I don't get Stitch for them, my whole life's gonna be ruined. But it's similar to what everybody else is learning in this movie. Whereas like Nani's also the same way. It's like if I don't care for Lilo, my whole life is ruined. Basically, people they're dealing with their own personal issues, but then once they have faith in like Lilo, if Nani has faith in Lilo, and then once Jumbo has faith in Stitch, then it's like, oh, that's all we really needed. Like just faith and love in each other. For this one, it's just like, fuck it, I'm just going to run away. Like, what are we really learning here by the end of this? Like, it created a very empty and hollow third act where I just wasn't really like excited about it. And was Lilo taken in the third act? Was she taken? Yeah.
No, she was not taken. She sneaks aboard, I think, to save Stitch.
To save Stitch. That's what happened. Okay, yeah.
Also a differential, and I'm like,
which I liked it when Lilo gets taken because Stitch has to like again is that growth for Stitch to be like, okay, I need help against Lilo. This one it was just like Lilo's on her own. It was It was just weird decisions.
I'll give this one that I didn't really like pick up on its intensity in the original is that I forgot that when Stitch falls into water, he gets a lot more dense and heavier, which is why Lilo ends up drowning and Nani has to kick him off in the original. That happens here as well. But in the original, David has like no problem scooping up Stitch and bringing him to shore.
David's strong.
Yeah, this one here is like, oh fuck, like there's constant like Stitch sacrifices himself to let Lilo go back to the
really
air.
like that sequence. That was a really strong sequence. I agree.
Really strong. And then I also totally. And even, whether you're on board or not with Nani's, new developing story of marine biology and stuff, she went through like intense underwater training, and that being able to like come together for Nani to step up to save Stitch and like carry him to shore, I thought it was a really impactful scene. I thought that was
again. She trusted Lilo. Lilo, she really went back to like, okay, I love my sister. My sister really loves Stitch. I'm a risk my life saving Stitch's life. Totally. It was a very great sequence.
Absolutely. In regards to Lilo getting bullied, I didn't feel any standouts with these characters.
It didn't seem like Lilo was living that badly granted, yeah, she got pushed, but like in the animated movie, I get the sense that like she's alone.
She's like shunned by people her age.
And adults being like, she sucks.
Yeah. Even this one, like adults are like, oh, it's Lilo.
Yeah, like you get it a little bit, like, oh, she pushed my child. But I'm like, didn't y'all see her push me? Like in the animated one, it was like they were alone doing like a rehearsal thing. But in this one, like all these parents have phones out. Y'all didn't see her push Lilo, but then you saw Lilo push her. Come on, get out of here.
That's odd.
But yeah, I didn't get a sense that Lilo was kind of like alone, really. I guess and it was like mad at Nani, but that was it.
Yeah, and it would have been interesting to explore, like, because some people like theorize that Lilo is like a child that is potentially on the spectrum, in terms of how she acts with certain situations and her obsessive things that she focuses on, like the fact that she always has to be at the same time to feed this fish the same type of sandwich, and taking the pictures of the tourists and stuff, which they've omitted from this one. But that would have been an interesting thing to explore, especially like on top of a sister who steps up to the guardian role, who's trying to meet ends meet and trying to function, not only to take care of physically that child, but to also take care of her mentally as well. Like that would be like extra layer of struggle. I think that would be great. On top of like if you had, the breathing down your neck of the intensity of the Child Protective Services, like I feel like it all culminates in that stressfulness for Nani that I think is fairly enough to fill your plots without having to like add in, like the factor of school and whatnot. Like Nani does work a lot in the original for these reasons.
Exactly. Yeah. And I did like the sequences of her going through all those jobs, and again, Stitch causing all that trouble for her. That was again 1-for-1 a little bit. It was very solid. Again, they captured that chaotic and like Lilo's like, we got to do better for Nani, and then it's just not happening.
Totally. The final scene on the beach as well, where they let Stitch stay, that felt rushed too, compared to the original. Like it's almost 1-for-1, but it feels quicker.
I didn't get that sense. But yeah, I can't remember it. But yeah, it didn't feel as impactful. I'll give you that. Again, it didn't feel as impactful because like, Stitch doesn't go out of his way to save Lilo. I think that's crucial because that's emphasizing that he's risking his own life to save Lilo's, which again, he was pretty selfish at the beginning of the movie. Yeah. And then he does go through that selflessness angle, but like not enough for me. So yeah.
In regards to other live actions, I don't know. I feel like if I look at every other live action, I think I've had more enjoyment in those than this one. Sometimes.
This is better than Lion King.
You could say that.
I did.
But yeah, I do respect the visual standpoint.
Oh my! Are you the visual standpoint of Lion King? You respect that part?
From the aspect that it's shot like a nature documentary.
You can't understand
of the factor that they built like from the ground up the realistic look of the world of nature. I respect.
They rebuilt Africa.
What?
They rebuilt Africa.
Yes. I mean, the entity wants you to hate the Lion King.
I do.
It wants you to hate the volume.
I think my least favorite goes like Lion King, then Snow White, then this movie.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Snow White. I guess.
Oh no! Mulan is awful.
That one's awful. Missing like so many elements of.
That one's bad.
I think Mulan is the bottom, which is I was so looking forward to that.
Me too. Really I was like, how bad can it be? But then they remove like the romance element. I think they did.
Mushu's gone, and they have like a no talking Phoenix. They make it like realistic, and I'm like, you didn't have to.
That was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
I almost want them to just try again. Just like, no, go back.
That was really bad. Again, the actress was really good. I liked her.
Sure. I like that Ming-Na Wen is in it to crown the new Mulan. That's a cool little thing.
That's cool.
So okay, yeah. I would have that lower, and yeah, I guess I could make the argument that Lion King characterized.
What is it doing? Why is it? What did you achieve, Jon Favreau? What am I gaining from this movie that I didn't see in Lion King?
Yeah, it is a lot more flat, though. I guess like the only edge I have for that, other than over Lilo and Stitch, is just the fact that like they are retelling the Lion King story. Maybe not, granted, not as well, but
at least this one took some swings. It's not great swings, but like.
Mostly just with Nani, though. Everything else just kind of felt like overextensions and underdeveloped other things.
That's true. I'm just been on my ass.
But like, yeah, I don't know. But like, at least there is the personality of Stitch. Though there was like one section where I was like, we haven't seen Stitch in a minute.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was somewhere in like
maybe they're focusing on fucking Zach Galifianakis, human characters all along. That was that just bothered me. Like, why are we watching these characters, these human characters? Like, the movie's just chickening out on being Lilo and Stitch, the goofy animated stuff. Like,
yeah,
I'm watching human characters go after this alien.
Do you think it takes away as well the fact that they have a family friend with David's relative to help with taking care of Lilo instead of Nani having to have the full focus?
Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm like, that's a good question. Because I'm watching this and I'm just like, I don't remember her being in the movie. This is an original character.
It is,
and it does give Nani an out. I think that was it, right? It gives her an out, like, and that might prove like detrimental to the movie because the movie's not like we're not getting that mounting pressure of Nani doing this all on her own. Because then like, oh yeah, she can just do that, and I guess they wanted her out so she can have an excuse to go to college, which again was just like not necessary.
Nani.
So yeah, you're right. I think that character, the more I talk about it, is like kind of a mixed bag in terms of her function in the story. Not bad, like I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, why is she on my screen? It's just that like her function in the story might prove just like detrimental to what the movie is trying to say about Nani's pressure.
I
see what you're saying.
Oh, well, that's kind of interesting. So, like, the original social worker character is played by Tia Carrere. She's the original Nani in the original.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of cool.
That's really cool. Okay, I like that.
Word. All right, now I got now ease up a little.
I mean, I still, you can still put her in so many other different things. She could be at a booth in the fucking giving a job to Nani or whatever. But
totally. She could have been a lifeguard.
Right. She could have been at the fucking pet store.
True. Yes. Oh my god, that would have been great.
Giving her Stitch. But either way, I see what you're saying. But like, there's certain characters whose function in the story just had a detrimental effect to the movie that just wasn't really necessary. They wanted to like pad this movie out a little bit more. And again, I see the intentions. I just disagree with those intentions a little bit. Again, for me, not an awful movie, but just like it's very flawed. Yeah, like if a kid said like, "Hey, Mr. Harris, I want to go watch Lilo and Stitch," I'm like, "Okay, we can turn that on, whatever." But if somebody said we want to watch Lion King, I'm like, I refuse to press play on Lion King or Mulan.
I remember liking Jungle Book quite a bit.
Jungle Book is great. Jungle Book is great. I've not seen that since it released though, but I remember liking it.
Yeah. I still need to watch Cinderella. I love unabashedly
So
Aladdin.
Kenneth Branagh, Cinderella.
Right on.
But Aladdin's great. I
Yeah.
will fight. I would defend Lion King or Aladdin.
My only weakness in Aladdin is the casting of Jafar, but otherwise,
Very unmemorable. I can't even tell you.
I just felt like his cadence wasn't deep enough and imposing enough.
That's a great point because Jafar is like one of my favorite Disney villains. Probably my favorite. Is he my favorite? Yeah, I think he is my favorite Disney villain. Oh, Hades. Sorry.
Yeah, which is kind of unfortunate because I was like, I don't really see him performing song because we're not gonna get it, but like if they were to have done Aladdin 2, Jafar has a song in the sequel that is great when he gets genie powers. And I was like, man, that is such a banger. But like, I'm watching the actor, and I'm like, I don't see him pulling that off. But
Aladdin 2 made $1 billion.
Yeah, I don't.
No Aladdin 2.
Understand. No Aladdin. It's like you had Naomi Scott. Damn it.
Naomi Scott and the guy who played Aladdin disappeared from Hollywood. And he was so good.
That's so insane. People won't be scared of Will Smith now for stupid reasons.
No, they like him now again.
Right? Yeah, he was box office draw for Bad Boys.
Yeah,
good stuff.
I made a bet. My dad was like, audiences hate Will Smith. Like audiences don't give a shit. That's just Hollywood right-wing idiots.
Yeah,
and left-wing idiots too.
Yeah.
Judd Apatow.
How he could have killed him.
that was Apatow, right?
That was. I was like, okay,
you fucking white piece of shit. Anyways,
settle down, Apatow. Like, but what else? I really enjoy Beauty and the Beast. I really do.
I would defend that one too. Not perfect, but I think it's none of these are perfect. But like, I had a fun time with that movie.
Yeah.
I don't have like an inclination to see it again, but I remember liking it.
I think Dan Stevens is really good as the Beast. I think the song he sings Evermore, I think it's an original song, but like
people
it's
hated
a great song.
People hated that.
I love that fucking song so much.
I liked it.
I love that. I enjoy quite a bit The Little Mermaid, and also Prince Eric's song in that is also really good.
Didn't we like come on this podcast and defend that movie?
I think we did.
I like it as well. I forget where I fell on it. I forget the movie, but like the music isn't good.
The music may be lacking a bit, though. I did say straight up, I think they developed the characters more in that one than in the original. Which
Eric is I will die on the hill that Eric is a way better character in the remake than he is in the live action.
For sure. And I think their built chemistry is developed way better. Like I genuinely feel like they've like what a remake should do is like, what can we improve upon? And then let's do that. And they did.
And again, like that's contrary to Lilo and Stitch, where like the central dynamic is Lilo and Nani. Outside of Lilo and Stitch, obviously, but like Lilo and Nani is like the heart of the movie, and I feel like it took a while for that emotion to set in for me. While in Little Mermaid, for example, in Aladdin, like those central dynamics are like instantly like swoon worthy. Like I get it.
But Cruella is its own thing, but it's a good time.
If we're including Cruella, that's peak. That's great. I'm biased because I love Emma Stone, but I love that movie.
Maleficent's hit or miss for a lot of people.
Bad.
I have fun with Angelina Jolie in the role. So
I'm gonna say, fun with her. What do y'all do together? Okay.
Oh, we're working on Eternals too, Evan. Thank you.
You think she wants to come back? Did she die? Is she alive?
No, she's alive. She's one of the few that are left to go find Cersei and a couple of others.
They got taken by was it Russian? Whatever the fuck it's called.
Arishan, yeah.
Arishan.
Good setup, good shit. They'll be in Doomsday.
That was weird.
Angelina Jolie's blonde right now, like her character. She's filming it.
I remember they said somebody on Twitter said that Sophia DiMartino is coming back in Doomsday because she said playground.
Yes.
She could be at the park with her kids.
Yeah, but why is she so secretive and not showing anything around?
What, you gonna show off your kid on Instagram?
You're not gonna show off like the environment you're standing in. Why do you got to be at a low angle? Why just
Yeah.
the sky? Evan, she'll be there and you'll be happy. The entity wants you to think it's a ploy.
I will be happy, but I'm like 99% of the audience can be like, "Who the fuck is this woman?"
No,
Who is this?
Loki's got to be like the top 2 most popular Marvel shows.
Yeah, I mean, it was. The show ended like 2 years ago now.
2 seasons.
What was the viewership on Loki season 2?
I don't know. Deadpool and Wolverine reference it.
Did it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Not Loki himself.
That made $1 billion. So are there any other live actions that we're missing?
I don't think so. I don't have my Letterboxd ranking. I don't care. But I'm with you too. I think the best ones like Jungle Book, Cinderella, Cruella, and Aladdin. I really like Aladdin.
Totally. But yeah, this one falls kind of at the lower end, which I didn't think it would. But also at the same, audiences are eating it up.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a very palatable movie. I can 100% see why people love it. It's very easy, palatable. It just for me, for us, I guess, like the emotional tug of the movie and certain character decisions, don't work, or they don't at least elevate the movie.
Yeah. They're I will say one more thing. The surfing scene is very tame.
Oh, they totally didn't care about it. They didn't care.
Well, it's like it just looks like people went out to surf on the shore and like whatever the day.
That was a crucial scene in the movie because that's Stitch becoming one with his Ohana, his family.
Which they do animate, but like it's not like that beautiful like big flow of like the circling.
It doesn't leave an impact.
Yeah, which like you could have animated, but I feel like there really is a budget restraint on this movie. Like it might have actually truly have been for Disney Plus originally because
it was.
Okay, well then yeah, because
there's animal on it too.
Because there's just like so much where I'm like, with how quick some things go by, like the breakout, and like how little Jumba and Pleakley we see outside of the third act, and like no Gantu. I'm like, they must have just like really had to like stretch that budget, which is crazy.
It was $100 million budget though.
Okay, even then, that does feel like on the lower end for these usually.
The $100 million is really low. Yeah, Inside Out 2 was like what 150, 200 for Inside Out 2.
Well, damn.
Or Elemental. Like remember we talked about that, like how the Pixar movies are like very high budget for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, that's it. Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible. Are you seeing anything new this weekend? I'm seeing Bring Her Back, the Talk to Me guys. I'm seeing that this weekend.
I want to, but I'm not going to get there this weekend. I might try to.
I'm seeing Karate Kid Saturday.
Yeah. That's the thing. Is like I want to see Karate Kid. I still haven't seen Final Destination. I want to see Bring Her Back. Ballerinas next week.
You would really like Final Destination.
I bet.
It's crazy that Ballerinas is next week. Have they released any other trailer?
Yes, they have. I seen it. I watched it happen. I saw it happen. And yeah, I think I saw too. Frankly, I wish I didn't see that trailer because I think I saw a little too much of John and like his plot function.
You saw his only scene. He's in that one scene.
Yeah, that's the problem. My problem is like now I've seen more of it, and I don't.
I feel like I saw during that stupid preview showcase bullshit. They talked about his function in the movie. I was like, oh, I didn't know that, but I guess okay, now I do. But,
yeah, I think like the trailer kind of puts in the function as well. But I won't say here. However, it's having an early access screening on the Wednesday, the day before its opening night. So if anybody wants to try to catch it as well, screening in the Dolby.
How much movie they're going to make? I feel like people don't care about Ballerina.
What do you
think? What's your projection? 200 million?
I think people are gonna. It's not going to do as well as the John Wick films, but I think it's going to do pretty well because they are continuing to market John Wick's involvement. He's on the posters. He's in the trailers.
He's in for like guys.
That may be
2 minutes.
No, you're absolutely right. But if that gets an in for like an original character of this world that we end up really liking, then cool.
Isn't the movie called John Wick Presents?
From the world of John Wick.
John Wick. Ooh, that's so bad.
I'm like, story.
Oh, God, that's so bad.
John
Wick. The fuck?
Quite messy. They're a little unconfident in selling a spin-off, which I'm like, are you going to do that when Kane comes out? Do you even need to? Because it's Donnie Yen.
They would. Yes,
Which that's fair.
Kane. That's awful too.
It is, but like, again, Star Wars story.
I get it.
But we'll see how that rolls. I'm, Anya Taylor Ana de Armas had like 5 minutes, no time to die, and she left an impact. So
I think the movie's gonna make $45 million. I'm going 45
all together.
No, that'd be bad. That's Captain Marvel.
I'm sad.
Too soon.
It'll always be too. We'll be after Secret Wars. It's still too soon.
I think 45 million opening weekend.
250 million. I'm just kidding. It's unrealistic as fuck. Maybe like I'll say 50.
I don't know how Karate Kid's going to do either.
I want that.
On the second, like Lilo and Stitch is like monopolizing the family audience.
Yeah.
So I'll go 30 million for Karate Kid.
Hopefully, the popularity of Cobra Kai will help drive with the involvement of Daniel.
I hope so.
We'll see how that rolls. It is like a cool concept that they have both Karate Kids merging into one. As far as I was concerned, the 2010 Karate Kid was not canon.
Is it not now?
I think it is now. Now it is.
Okay.
With the involvement of Jackie Chan, his character. Because it was just like telling the story of the original Karate Kid, but like they go to China instead of going to a different place in America. And it's Kung Fu instead of karate.
Yeah.
But now here, this is cool that like the student is going to be learning both a mixture of karate and Kung Fu for his fighting style in the tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Hopefully it's good. I haven't seen any reviews for it yet.
Yeah. And then I think there's a fair break in June releases until the latter half with 28 Days Later.
No, Ballerina's June 6th, and then
How to Train Your Dragon comes out the next week, though I'm probably not getting there to that.
I'm not getting that. Isn't the movie not far from you?
I mean, I Uber to the movies.
Oh, Materialist. I'm seeing that. That's the week after Ballerina.
All right. Life of Chuck is also the week of Ballerina.
That movie's gonna bomb.
Sure, but like,
why is HBO bearing them? That's not bait. That's Neon. Why are they bearing that movie?
Which one?
Life of Chuck. They're just bearing Flanagan.
Do you know? Materialist, you said?
Yeah. But okay. That looks June. Yeah, F1, Ballerina, Elliot.
Oh yeah, F1. I do not know why F1 is holding IMAX past the release of Jurassic World. That baffles me. I'm sure it's a good movie, but will it have the consistent turnouts for the premium format by that time?
Yeah, I don't know why. That's weird.
Because I mean, Jurassic does have Dolby, but like no IMAX, and I'm like, I want my big dinos.
But yeah, I gotta go.
Oh.
I didn't know this was gonna be a 2-hour podcast. We've talked too much. Fuck, Nathan.
The NC wants you to think we want to talk to him.
When he's on the plane talking to you, he's like, the entity wants you to hate me. The way we beat it is by you just trusting me. I was like, that sounds so sus, Ethan.
But I believe the conviction and the emotion.
Me too. It's like, hey, trust me and we win. I'm like, oh, but Ethan, you're planning to die.
Someone did make we didn't talk about this, but someone did make like the fair argument of like, yeah, well, Ethan, what if like the entity wants you to think this? and I'm thinking that too. I'm like, yeah, there's no out.
But yeah, find me on Twitter, Harris EV9, talking all things Mission Impossible. That's about it. And anime. Spring anime is coming to an end at the end of June, and that's gonna be it. I've been having a great time this summer. This whole week I've been at home, chilling on my couch, chilling, watching movies, chilling, reading books, chilling. So that's what I'm doing. Nathan, what are you doing, motherfucker?
I'm trying to make a show called Time Blazer.
Oh, I never heard of it.
With co-star and Craig Salt and Evan Harris.
That's me playing Ben, the best character.
And he's never heard of it. some creative consulting we've done.
Hit me up. I'm free now this summer. Hit me
Yeah,
up whenever you need to
absolutely
creatively
will.
consult.
Absolutely will. Playing Ben, someone who does not fall for the entities.
Just trust me.
So that being said, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you like button, subscribe now, right? Ring the bell so you miss coverage on all things movie, TV, and gaming sometimes. That being said, hope you have a great day. Catch you guys next time.